Have you ever experienced the moment in time where your employer decides to cut your hours? You know, have you ever experienced something like that before? Because it's like the first time it's happening to me right now, and the timing is terrible. The timing is really terrible because I've got 2.5 months to go, and I'm gonna be losing 300 each month that I would have used to save money, and well, it was money for moving and buying utensils and all the things I need, and I can't afford losing it now, and especially not with the rent price that I'm paying being so high. It's really a terrible feeling, you know. It's like you can't be upset with them because the reason was there's too many people, not enough work, and everybody needs their minimum hours. So everybody that gets extra, their hours, they get taken away and given to these other people. So you can say it's fair, but keeping in mind my position, it's not something you wanna like. It's the last thing I was expecting. First the bill, the water bill that I can't pay, and now they're cutting in my hours, and it's like, why does it have to be at the moment in time when I need it the most? So in these type of situations, I mean, even if it doesn't happen a lot, it didn't happen a lot of times in my life. I mean, there were times I lost my job, there were times my contract got terminated, there were times that I was jobless, and life goes on, you know, life continues, and you have to pay everything, and you're by yourself, and nobody's gonna bail you out, you know, out of life. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like drinking, and I'm glad I'm no longer an alcoholic anymore, even if it was just a short time period. But I found something else, you know, like I think energy drinks, or healthier version of energy drinks, they kind of replaced an actual drink. It actually tastes nice. It's actually nice. It's more like soda, but very soft. It's more like water with some type of flavor. It's cool. It's nice. It makes me feel a little bit more, you know, energized and positive. And so, you know, I decided, you know what, let's just step up the game on YouTube, and let's just see if I make a more higher quality type of video, or videos, if it's going to help me out. Because I talked to AI about it, you know, and AI told me that it would not be a bad idea to use this negative experience, this unfortunate scenario, that negativity, and convert it into positivity, and step up my game and unleash my creative side. And if, you know, there are some financial results that come with it, so be it. That's at least going to be something that can help me along the way. But if I don't try, I don't know, and I think many people that are watching are going to agree on. I just kind of didn't see it coming. I wasn't expecting it, but that's the thing in life. You think everything is linear, you think everything is just set in stone, but the moment in time you realize that everything is ever changing and adaptable and flexible and moldable, you realize that life isn't linear. Life isn't straightforward, straight ahead from A to B. Life isn't like that. And the quicker you realize and the quicker you accept it, the healthier it is for your mental health and your self-well-being in general. Because what can I do? I can be upset, I can be angry, I can, you know, unleash my frustration upon my employer and the company, but what's that gonna do? The only thing I'm sad about is that they didn't try a bit harder, because I've been working for them for 15 years. 15 years, okay? For someone that's a millennial, that's a long time. 15 years of blood, sweat and tears, loyalty, never sick, rarely too late. From time to time, occasionally it did happen, especially the last few weeks, but that's just because of shifts and changes in the transport that I'm using. You know, I gotta work home. I gotta work home for half an hour now. You know, bike half an hour, take the bus half an hour, and walk home half an hour. That's what it looks like now. That's why I'm too late. Even I'm pretty late at home as well at night. But you know, the thing is that just there is no point in mentally tormenting myself, unleashing my frustrations upon another human being, and demanding some type of personal justice. Because if it's true that there is not enough work and there are too many people and everybody should go back to the original hours you have on their contract, then it makes sense. I can't oppose it. But it's just painful to realize that now that money was used to pay my rent. And that means that I have to cut in some type of other way. And I was thinking about food first, but then I'm like, I calculated it. If I eat canned tuna, kimchi, cornflakes, sandwiches, egg sandwiches, and just like that stuff, just to fill me up and to have the basic nutrition and some fruit at work, it would be 13 a day. And I did some grocery shopping right now. It was 27, would last me 2 days, and it's practically the same amount of money. But meat is included. So I'm like, it doesn't matter. I can save all I want, but I think the main thing is just to step up my game, I guess. You know, lately I've been having a lot of dreams of a woman with the same eye color as me, Hazel, and she's following me around, stalking me around in my dreams. And it's not a nightmare, it's a dream. It's always the same woman, you know, full head of hair, brunette type, hazel eyes, white skin, very lively, very energetic, very positive towards me, very, like, she wants to be with me and she doesn't want to let go. And in a way, it could be something like the Thai woman that's basically obsessed with me or trying to get me to ask her on a date. I don't know what it is. But it's the things I need the most right now in life to help me through this situation, this momentum, this important time period of transitioning. It's like everything seems to be messed up. I was looking for someone to be in a relationship with, to partner up with, that I could take with me over there, or at least try and start over. Of course, the majority of women don't agree with that because they have their life built out here and they want to stay here. But as everything is going on in the world right now, you don't want to be living in this part of Europe anymore. It's not going to be 5 years before some crazy stuff happens, some conflict happens. And people always want to be distracted by everything outside of their realm of existence, outside of their boundaries, outside of their borders. But you know, it's not because it's happening outside your bubble, it can't be a part of your bubble, and before you know it, you're actually included. And I'm a person that's very sensitive to those things. I'm very flexible and adaptable, and I'm very analytic. And the moment I smell something, I feel something, I sense something, I don't prolong, I don't stretch it out. I just make a move. And I've been preparing for many years. I started dreaming about these things in 2016. And now it's a reality. It's like, why do you want to move from your home country? Why do you want to leave a place of luxury, comfort, opportunities, security? That was something on my mind I was thinking about, and I have a philosophical side to me. You know, I'm on the same level as, well, in a personality sense, as Shakespeare and Tolkien and all that. And the thing that was getting into my mind repeatedly is it's a safe place will no longer remain a safe place even if you want it to be. It can easily turn into a prison. And that is the same thing as a fly trap. And that's the metaphor I can use. It seems safe, it seems secure, you have food, you have nutrition, it's like, it gives a false impression of safety. And then out of the blue, the fly trap closes up. And you're trapped, and that's where the prison effect takes in. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that type of world. I don't want to be a part of that type of existence. My ambitions, my goals, what I want to do before I departure is I want to give back to people. I want to create a healthy cycle that can be reproduced and can go on and on and on forever, that mainly and solely focuses on the well-being of other people that came before you and that will come after you. Two things to me make the most sense, and it goes back to ancient tribal times. Do you remember what I'm talking about when I say tribalism? Taking care of the elderly, respecting the elderly, learning about their existence, their life. That's an example. You know, like they lived a life before you, they have seen things, experienced things that you can benefit from. So you should take care of them. That's the bare minimum you can do as a sign of respect. And absorb their wisdom and their knowledge. But at the same time, also prepare the next generation, the newcomers, through education, actual education, through experience and sharing and helping and guiding, mentorship. These two things are so crucial for a healthy, strong, stable society. Why were kingdoms called kingdoms? Very simple, because they have proven themselves worthy of that title. Why it's all democracy now? Because we're in a weakened, fallen state. And I strongly believe there is no return or redemption for people that want to continue this downfall. I'm not a pessimist. I hope you're not a pessimist too, and this is a question. I'm very optimistic, but I only believe that if you use your own mind, spirit, and capabilities through talents, physical, mental, bodily wise, you can do whatever you want and create a positive realm, a positive existence, a positive place to live in, and people can benefit and contribute. But that only works if you're on the same level. And I strongly believe that this time era we're not on that same level anymore. I mean, there are a lot of things going on right now, and it's like there is not enough time to really capture it. But if I would ask you a sincere question, if you just think about it, you can split the world up in two sides. A black and white type of metaphoric side. Children of light, children of darkness, black and white, good and bad, negative and positive, whatever you want to call it. Every culture has their own way of looking at it. But it's a split, there is a rift. There is the side that wants to dominate, control, subjugate, enslave, trap, and rule and govern, and strip away all the freedom in the way that they see is the better option for people, because they believe that the more you isolate them, the safer the environment becomes for them, the healthier it is. It's like caging a wild beast. The beast wasn't meant to be caged, but you're convinced it's better for the beast in the long run. And that's the same thing for human beings, since we're so connected to this earth physically wise. Our raw instinct continues throughout the earth, the skies, the water, the animals. That's why we can form these unique bonds. Stripping that away is like disconnecting, it's like cutting it all off and ripping our soul out. And they say that's the better thing for our advancement as human beings, the near future. So that's one side. There is no choice, there is no decision making as an individual. It's the hive mentality, but through forced laws and AI and whatever, anything they can utilize to ensure it and secure it. The other side is where people still will have the capability to live freely and have the opportunity to still make decisions as an individual. But there is a price. It is living a more primitive environment and state of being. It's like going back to the 50s, so to speak. More secluded, less luxuries, more third world country vibes, but fresh air, healthy food, everything just adds to your overall and general health. It doesn't take away and strip away, and there isn't an extreme price to pay. You can live your life as you wanted to, as you're supposed to. But not many people are capable of living that life anymore because they don't know what it is. It's the ancestors, the great grandparents or the grandparents that know what it was like. But young people these days, especially Gen Z, even millennials just like me, they don't know what to do, you know, so they are very reliant on these institutes and organizations and companies. And that's where I'm like, I don't want to live that life. I don't want the next generation to have to go through that. But there is only so much I can do as a person, as one guy. And it's been on my mind for so many years, and that's the reason why I wanted to make this video in particular, you know. I want to reflect on it and share with other people my exact position in life right here, right now. And I know people will benefit because you don't have to be highly educated to understand what I'm getting at. I don't have to be doom mongering or fear mongering using those tactics to convince people otherwise. I can just be very calm and sincere, express myself in a way you know what I'm talking about, and I hope you know what I'm talking about, because it's crucial. To me, people have to follow their own pathway. We used to do that. We used to actually form our own pathway. That didn't mean that we would exclude ourselves from our tribe. It meant that finding our way, knowing who we are, knowing what we can contribute, would only give back in the long run, make the tribe stronger. And that's something people lost. And I would like to re-experience that by starting from zero. I don't care giving up all these things because it's just stuff, you know. For me, the most important thing is mental health, well-being, physical health through the environment, and getting an opportunity to do something with these two hands of mine. And everything I can share, I will share, whether it's inspirational, motivational, or whether it's just sharing my day-to-day progress. I believe it can contribute and it will contribute, and I hope it does. So my final word before I wrap it up is basically, there's so many things that are going through my mind. There's so many things that I'm experiencing right now. Some things bring a lot of stress and tension. Some things really frustrate me. Like, I'm literally being pushed out of my own home country because of the priority of other people that think that a safe haven will not turn into a prison. And I feel for them. I feel sorry for them because it's like the donkey and the carrot, that type of story. It's actually two stories, the donkey and the carrot, and the ants and the grasshopper. And even the frog and the Scorpio, or the toad and Scorpio. These stories are unfolding itself today in this existence, 2025. And I feel for those people because these people think that getting out of one hell will be avoiding another hell that is to come, that cannot that you cannot get out of, because that's the end game. And I believe that my ticket that I created myself, my gray zone, helped me to make the right decision before the time comes, because the time is literally around the corner. I can sense it, it's in the air. The weather even actually gives it away. And for me, it's just, if you're easily tempted by those things and you think that that will be able to go on and on and on and on and on, then you're just completely a fool, a weak, feeble-minded fool. And a lot of people are these days, and I feel really sorry for them. I really do. Because it proves again that the minority will continue going on and the majority will just be trapped. And it's like fuel. And if that's what they want, if that's what they think that's going to be better, imagine that. I'm going from a first world country to a third world country, so to speak. And they're coming from a third world country to a first world country, and they think everything is going to last. But if the people that are growing older and older and older, that supply that money to secure their well-being and their safety, or fading away rapidly and nobody's really replacing them, and more people that are relying on coming in and need that money, who's gonna work eventually for those people? Because there is an imbalance. It's like this. It's just gonna get worse. It's gonna just crash at some point. And they don't realize it because these people, they don't think about those things. They're like the grasshopper. And that's the thing. That is a downfall if there are too many grasshoppers. Because society cannot live off grasshoppers. They need ants. But the ants either die out, emigrate. And then eventually nobody pays and there is no money to... Well, you know what I'm talking about when the system is coming, that it's not about money anymore. It's about something way worse. It's like scoring points that will determine your everyday life. So I kind of feel sometimes like this life is a big joke. And like I said, the moment you can burst that balloon, you have so many opportunities you can't dream of in your wildest dreams. And I just want to encourage other people to actually step out of that bubble, the comfort zone, and just reflect on whatever I said today. And hopefully it benefits you. And just let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are. Because I cannot be the only one going through this. I don't feel like I'm the only one. I feel like I'm one of the few. But then again, sometimes it's cool to feel like you're the only one, right? makes you like some type of a leader figure, setting an example for the future to come. But I feel like I'm in my own arc. I'm in my own anime. I feel like it. I'm enjoying it because I like the thrill, but at the same time, I don't like what's going on in the world. Because I'm connected enough to realize that there's too much suffering. And the last thing I want to do is be a part of that suffering, contribute that suffering, or actually folding under that suffering. So this is it. This is my end game. Hopefully you're willing to join me and see where this life is going to bring me from now on.